Okay, so presently whom we are seeing on the screen here is Sandeep. He is the organizer of Smart Home Expo. And on this side, I'm Milind. I'm going to be your moderator for the day, for this session. Uh, and also thank, Sandeep and Vinayak both for organizing this. Apart from this, we have on our panel, our esteemed panelist, Dr. Niranjan Hirandani. Uh,
Hello, Mr.
yes,
Hiranandani.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to have you here on a panel to share your advice on what we should do next on standardization of smart homes.
Yep.
Next, we have architect Jimmy Mystery. Welcome, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Again, a well-known person in our industry. And I will go through a little bit of detailed introduction post we go live for the show. Next, we have on the panel's architect Jimmy Mystery, again a well-known person in the industry. He is the CMD of the Della Group, wears multiple hats as a designer, hotelier, and entrepreneur. With 23 years of unmatched experience and expertise in design and theme-based architecture, he's always been on the forefront in incorporating technology and automation in his projects. I went through his life work yesterday and a week back also, and I could describe Mr. Mystery as an architect, hotelier, initiated a training academy, and luxury lifestyle trendsetter in the interior industry. All set to disrupt the interior supply industry by making products like paint, sanitary ware, tiles, 2,500 SKUs available online. And that's where Architect Mystery will advise us on the multidisciplinary thought process on the viability of this topic. Della Group celebrated 24th anniversary yesterday. So I present my wishes for all the success on behalf of the participants, panelists, and the organization. I welcome Architect Mystery on this panel. Please be.
Thank you.
Jimmy, as an architect, visionary in living and lifestyle trends, what has been your experience on the overall home automation subject till date? And how do you treat this subject for mass acceptance? Over to architect Jimmy Mystery.
So home automation has come a long way. We've been dabbling it right from its nascent stage in India, and right from the Crestron technologies to the AMX technologies. The backends were expensive, the CP2E processors, and trying to make those processors run 24 hours. Front end have a trademark registered panel of Crestron and only having the ability to work with it. All of that, there has been a paradigm shift in automation. All patented technologies still remain, but they are obsolete. And now we've gone on across to open source platforms, which are doing very well for the entire rest of the world. See, design is getting democratized, technology is getting democratized, and that is what everybody wants to do. So everybody wants to upgrade everybody else's life at a fraction of a cost. And now with front ends like Alexa and Echoes have come in, which makes it very seamless, and they have demanded that all technologies at the back end seamlessly interface with them, thereby their acceptability becoming very, very en masse. IoT devices have made it even more simpler. IR blasters have made it even more simpler. So smallest innovation like an IR blaster has changed the dynamics completely, from wired connections to non-wired connections. Using the same IR, but just the 2,000 rupee blaster can allow you to automate all the devices in a room. The cost is not even 2,000 bucks. Perhaps it will be even cheaper as days go by. And so if you have a very cheap, see, the reason for automation, according to me, that will have a spurt of activities even in this depressed market, is going to be working out of home. Now, whatever segment of our population is working in offices today, before COVID, after COVID, at least 50% or 40% of that segment is definitely going to move from home. It is going to happen, and they may not completely move from home, but at least 4 days a week, 5 days a week, they'll be working from home, and one day they'll go to a common hub. Now, when people out of a 2-bedroom apartment sitting in, let's say Mr. Hirandani's Powai, and working out of that apartment or a large apartment, all the more need automation to optimize their efficiency levels. They need the curtains to be automated. They need a door opener to be there. Maybe they need air conditioning to be controlled, lighting levels to be controlled. Now, all these things were not important because it was not professional. But now if a man has to work from home, all these things at a touch of a button with a remote control, which costs 4,000 or 5,000 rupees in automation. So you can do now automation for as low as 4,000 and 5,000 rupees. And it is only a matter of letting people know of these devices, letting people know of the technology and the products they should be using. So it's the availability of that information that is important. It's no longer, there was a time when an automation programmer per room we used to pay lakh and a half for programming. And today it's a joke. If you tell somebody that you're paying a lakh to program, your whole automation will not cost you 30,000 bucks, depending on what technology you use. So it's very important for us to democratize these products, and builders and large organizations in real estate definitely need to promote small office, home office working is going to be the need of the hour. In fact, I'm sure in marketing, every real estate developer is going to talk about working out of home, and 2-bedroom apartments will now become 2.5 because a half room is going to go towards an home office. So it is a very interesting phase. There is going to be spurt of activity. A lot of products are available, even from branded products like Philips to non-branded cheap China products. You have IoT, single color light, color temperature can be varied. You can do from 6,000 Kelvin to 2,700 Kelvin. You can have different moods created, different environments for working in the morning to evening. So there's a lot of things available, and packages are very small, 5,000 and 7,000 rupees. You have an Alexa and you have a temperature controlling the device which changes the color. So it is only a matter of this knowledge being made public via the medium of platforms like these and being put to use for a larger section of our society. But I agree with Niranjan Bhai that India, in terms of automation, consumption is only 1% compared to where the rest of the world is. But things are changing, and things are changing quite rapidly. Acceptance and life and quality of products is also changing. So in one time, curtain motors, we could not guarantee they'll continue to work for 2 hours. Then came in the branded Somfys of the world, and then the Doyas of the cheap and entrant products. But today, the motors can be guaranteed for 7 years. So if you were to sell a motor, if it is not guaranteed for 7 years, nobody will buy it. So things are really changing in technology. And I'm sure our country, like everything else, will suddenly one fine day leapfrog from where it was to where it is going to be in the future, with all these technologies available to them. And Indian consumer will be well aware about automation and the advantages of automation in their lives.
True, completely acceptable of what your response was, Mr. Jimmy Mystery. And I would like to add further to it that when we talk of curtain motors come really expensive. And we know of 2 or 3 companies where they give this good guarantee, and we know their names, their brands as such. But when we talk of a mass acceptance, we have to get in a lot of other players in the market. And the market actually doesn't know where to go out and buy this thing, because some things work for 15 days and you don't find any warranty guarantee onto it. So that is where the topic is. And I'm really astonished, looking at the understanding of technology and the understanding of engineering automation, what you have.
Devanshu and Milind, Power Peak, the only solution in a short term, and with the way the disruption in technologies is happening, is power storage.
Yeah, true.
Economical power storage has become, therein lies the answer to your problem of peak load to a discounted load or substantially lower load. And that's what SpaceX is working on. And if that happens in India, and there is a cheaper version of the 35 kVA SpaceX battery that gets manufactured in India, I think
absolutely.
Complete disruption to the whole DISCOM problem.
Yeah, true. Thanks, Mr. Mystery, for coming in, and thanks, Devanshu, also. But I completely, agree, and I appreciate your validation of this reason to having this seminar on standardization and putting forth that standardization would be a required thing for mass acceptance. Mr. Mystery, from an architect's and designer's perspective, post the standardization of the product and technologies implemented, will smart home to offer be a sensible step? That is, after our standardization process, let's say it happens after 1 year, 1.5 years, would mass acceptance and offering of standard of smart homes into mostly all of our projects, will it be a sensible step in India? Over to you, Mr. Mystery.
See, it's a natural progression. Today, an interior is hardly done in the higher end of the segment, and the real sense of the word interior is never done without automation. Now, to what extent you do automation? Is it only lighting controls, or is it air conditioning? Is it curtains and blinds, or is it automation, audio, video devices? Or you're integrating all of these and adding security systems to it as well, which is all possible with a single controller to be done. So there are solutions which are very, very cheap. I'm again coming back to it. And if you take a Raspberry Pi, it is 3,000 rupee product, and it's a processor that will last you 24 hours a day. It's like a server. All you require is a voice controller and a gateway to be implemented on it, and you have the whole automation ready. So what is important is also for our architects and designers to either leave this to a qualified automation expert or develop in-house core competencies to start understanding automation and delivering very, very cheap and effective solutions, which are going to be beneficial to everybody. And like I said earlier, the lives of these products are unlike the past. Now quite certain. We know that Raspberry Pi is going to last you for a period of 5 to 6 years. And at the end of the day, there's no repair and service required. For a 3,000 rupee product, you can go to Amazon, directly buy the product, install it, and forget about it. As far as you have a voice gateway. Now, more and more open source will dissipate this level of knowledge across to the entire interior architectural industry and segment, and also to end users directly. So most of these things are going to be very doable, integrating everything on a common platform. There used to be days when we used to struggle with communication devices, RS485, and we used to say we don't have a serial port, we don't have this. Today, communication is seamless. I mean, it's a piece of cake to do these things. Level of knowledge is missing in the design industry, and they think technology is not for us. But I think designers need to now recalibrate and come back on paper and see that they develop areas of expertise and deliver solutions to their clients, because if they don't use it themselves, they will not be able to give these solutions in an automated way to the clients. And there's a lot of ease of work that can happen in automation, not just audio, video, and lighting control, but you can go to the next level of programming. And it is these programmings that make things very interesting. Scene control and mood control has been done 10 years back, but there's a lot more automation that can be riding over these. And that's where, when open source happens and people put in their ideas that this is what I have been able to achieve, and you make it democratically available to everybody. See, it is not anybody's jaidat. Now it's all about the knowledge. Information has to be spread. And that's where the entire country, by and large, and I'm interested in the middle class segment, benefiting.
True. Thanks, Mr. Mistry, for your response on this, and a really valid response towards how this can be accepted inside the home and what could happen in the Indian context.
I think someone asked to Mr. Jimmy, in India, people generally tend to switch off Wi-Fi during night times, and that makes all automation stop to work during the time. What is the strategy for it? So
it's sheer brainless. There is no sense in switching off Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is on 24 hours. It's an Indian mindset of Sasta Sundar Tikau, and Sasta is, I think, being pulled to a different level by switching off Wi-Fi at night. I don't think it's required to be done, and it will not work. Wi-Fi's need to be stable. On the contrary, now for all critical applications, we are making sure that there's a parallel second Wi-Fi network available at all points in time. Just as one point in time we used to have parallel data and 100% backup for an RS485 to be there. Now we go ahead and make sure that there are two parallel lines available. So it's I think it's a change of mindset. Yeah, all this comes in. It's like in India, one point in time we used to switch off storage water boilers. Storage water boilers are never meant to be switched off. They are not instant geysers. So it's a change of mindset, and it will happen with education, and as people experience it, it's ought to happen.
Yeah, and maybe data is getting cheaper also. So I don't think.
Yeah, true.
So there is a question, sir. What is the potential of smart touch switches in upcoming time? So I think you work with a lot of switch makers who are into IoT switches, or maybe touch is one, or which you can operate from your mobile phone. So what do you see the potential or maybe the growth of these devices?
Like I said,
Jimmy, before you answer, I'll put one more question to you, which is, you are the right person to answer this question. This question has, and both these questions have maybe having some relationship, So I'll put this question across to you, Mr. Jimmy, if you allow me.
Yeah, please go.
Yeah, it is from Skylark Automation India, CEO of Skylark Automation India. It says, in times of pandemic, how can we grab our clients for high-end automation solutions? So I think, Mr. Architect Mistry, you are the right person to answer this. In times of pandemic, how can we grab our clients for high-end automation solutions?
So let me give the answer to the second question first, and I'll come to the first question after that. I think this is an ideal time. Your customer is already ready. Nature has done its trick with Corona. COVID put people inside their houses for 3 months. And now your client is ready to accept automation. They have suffered at home without servants, without peons. This is the time you don't need to hard sell automation. People will be waiting for an automation implementer to come and provide a good cost-effective solution. So I see automation businesses booming, no two ways about it. Integrating and providing the right solution is very important. And therein lies the answer to the first question in terms of touch panel switches. Retrofitting ready interiors or retrofitting ready projects where wiring is already done with manual piano switches to be replaced with touch interface switches with some kind of communication capability, either on RF or IR, is going to be a good big time business. And especially in rural India and the rest of the country, I'm not talking per se interior projects. Interior projects are again only 2% of the overall consumption in the country. Rest 98% is non-interior homes. So we have these homes are ready to go in for automation if you provide a package. And I again come back to the Philips example. It's a lovely combination that they've done with Alexa and a light, an IoT light, all in combination together. And Wipro is in a similar thing. And I'm sure now we'll have very soon GM and Anchor and everybody come out with their own packages. It is these packages that will make it very easy for people to implement. But I'm sure a lot of work needs to be done across in this segment to just spread awareness, and the businesses would take off on their own. Not just for the lighting companies, but for everybody who's involved into this overall trade, including implementers.
Yeah, Mr. Mistry. True. So valid answer. It could cover up my question, to you as well. And thanks for that.